he brought some flowers. He brought his mother some flowers. He brought his mother some flowers. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay, now then let's look at number 6 there. He cooked a delicious meal. Who did he cook the meal for? He cooked his friends a delicious meal. His friends a delicious meal. All right. So these are examples of, indirect objects. In other words, subject where you see a sentence where you see two objects. Object niyor. One is direct object, one is the indirect object. Direct object is namgyu ki chabe yul sedre. Indirect slaptu kone namgyu chabe yul de marta. In the tiba laying karike also sul chere. Or the indirect object. Okay. So you can see at the end there, the indirect object answers questions like to whom, for whom, who is receiving, sulchevre, suchedure, senjora. The indirect object key, okay? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I understand.
Oh, you understood?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, let's see what's on the next page now.
Oh, true.
All right. Now see, now this is interesting. Now this same sentence pattern with the indirect object can be written with to and for. Indirect object to your sentence deal here to I gave Dolma the book. This is Dolma is indirect object. All right. But instead of writing this sentence, you can write I gave the book to Dolma. Do you see? You put to in front of the indirect object. Look at the sentence, it's different. I gave Dolma the book. I gave the book to Dolma. Both sentences have the same meaning, all right? But the sentence structure is different. Sentence okay, so indirect object rignar manguchilia two gemne yan sentence titu res ye jor. Yan two gyoptu kone sentence thangi sentence it comes after the direct object. I gave the book to Dolmas lagor. What the indirect object doing the two jawar. Similarly, he brought his mother some flowers. You can put a two, or here you have to put four because brought in some four. All right. He brought his mother some flowers. You say he brought some flowers for his mother. All right. He brought some flowers for his mother. Ame ched kiyomres. Tevre said some two. All right. So chick brought said su ched kiyomres before the day. So he brought some flowers for his mother. He brought some flowers for his mother. So this to and for can be used before the indirect object, and you will get a sentence which means the same thing. I gave Dolma the book. All right, the Dolma de ledwa. The word de le tu gemna and Dolma the sentence end the legre. I gave the book to Dolma. That's something for Gauchire. The Chelsea Rale brought in for Gaur. He brought his mother some flowers, or he brought some flowers for his mother. Okay, this is writing that same pattern using to and for. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, okay. Now let's see. All right. Now, indirect common verbs with indirect objects. So, what kind of verbs? After what kind of verbs can you use an indirect? Not all verbs. Verbs all right. So if you look at these verbs, give, lend, offer, pass, post, promise, so read, sell, send, these verbs are very common verbs that will take an indirect object. For example, she lent me her book. Me, the indirect, the lend gel indirect object. All right? She lent me her book. But I can't see this correct. Can I remove it? She lent the students at Sarah Monastery her book. Okay, so look at this. she lent me her book. Now, me meveche ngedelia look to Sere look to solis caption. She lent the students at Sarah Monastery her books. Caption it got the Sulia imedi some pronoun chi tunduch madalig mare some ming ring wouldn't delay yungure. That's Sarah Monastery lob to the quanti chazan indirect object. Students at Sarah Monastery, all of that is the indirect object. Okay, so now another way of writing two jamnita what the new this year. She lent her book to me. Thank you, Gandhi. She lent her book to me, or you can say she lent her book to the students at Sarah Monastery. All right, she lent the indirect object to the students at Sarah Monastery. Thank you, Mirwa. Now here I put to the students at Sarah Monastery. All right, to the students at Sarah Monastery. So I'm putting an indirect object with to and without to. And if it is without a to, you write, she lent me her book. With to, she lent her book to me. Okay, now in the same way, if you look at sentence 2, my brother promised me rupees 100. Promise na le dogre de sik dinsul dogre sigor chazi dinsul indirect object dogre chazi samun dogma. My brother promised me 100 rupees. My brother promised rupees 100 to me. My teacher showed me my mistakes. They showed later. My teacher showed me the sulia. My teacher showed me my mistakes. My teacher showed my mistakes to me. And then number 4, I offered my friend a ride on my motorbike. I offered my friend a ride on my motorbike. I offered a ride on my motorbike to my friend. So basically what this is trying to say is that these are the verbs here, common verbs, after which you can put an indirect object. Not all verbs can be written in this. So now at the end over here, if the indirect if the indirect object is a pronoun like him, the me, the yorwa, or the then you can use indirect object there. But if the indirect object is very long, for example here, she lent the students at Sarah Monastery, lent the students at Sarah Monastery, then it is better to use to. So instead of saying she lent the students at Sarah Monastery her book, it would be better to say she lent her book to the students at Sarah Monastery, because that indirect object is very long. If it is short, like me, her, him, his, then you can use it, in this pattern there. She lent me to make book
to the students.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Understand? See, then you can use it without to. But if it is a very long, group of words, then it's better to use it with to. There are two types of sentences which mean the same thing. All right. So to nyamdolia indirect objects here the ming manguch legu yonarwa and to gel gemna yegre. Then you just use it without the to there, like right after the verb. She lent me her book. She lent her book to me. She lent me her book. You see, me member the students at Sarah Monastery, the Gangza indirect object chana, then it's better to use it after. Okay. Do you understand?
Yes, madam.
All right. Now, thank you. The two da, thank you. The two grada. That four nyam the harka do race. Thank you. Thank you. Verb and some two. That's yeah. Four nyam the this do race. Has two da indirect object it turned out the sula siya the switch head to siya. Big poguya. Okay. So these are the verbs. If the common verbs that can be used with for. Book, bring, buy, cook, find, get. Into verbs. Into for. Right? They booked me a table at the restaurant. Any ngali a table reserve chesun siwar. Ngali a kuntu ngali a table reserve chesun siwar. They booked me a table at the restaurant. All right. Now, since it is booked, it's not to. You have to say they booked a table for me at the restaurant. They booked a table for me at the restaurant. Ngali a nye ched. The two jamnati go mare because you're using booked and for me nye ched. Okay. And then my mother cooked me momos for dinner. Anye ame ngal in nye chedu momos. Pege nali ina last lagudo nye ame ngal momos lagurwa. Ine inchi nali ina di nye chedu kokuwa. My mother cooked momos for me for dinner, not to me. My mother cooked momos for me for dinner. All right. I bought him a present. Okay, I bought him a present. This is indirect object. But when you write it with a preposition, you say, I bought a present for him, or I bought a present for my teacher. In the way, or the kind of community. Okay, so, but then these verbs, book, bring, buy, cook, find, get, keep, make, pour, save, so these verbs, you know, when you want to write it with without an indirect object, or rather, with a preposition, you have to use for. Okay, so when the indirect object is pronoun, then we normally use this pattern. All right, if it is a pronoun, me, da, him, da, any s subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. Otherwise, we have to use for with the indirect object. Pronoun mena penetration de. My teachers, then the pronoun mare. All right, this is a common noun. Okay, so instead of writing this subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object, it's best to use it with for there. Depending upon the indirect object. Indirect object kari imere. If it is a pronoun, him, her, me, said the any pattern the pejata. The manner for him the pejata. All right, ming the use it with for. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Practice surely this show. All is good. The two nyam the yamba. The four nyam the yamba. Okay. All right. Yeah. So now I want to go back over here. Here. So this is basically introducing the subject plus the verb plus indirect object plus the direct object, two objects, double objects. Let's see if you can make your own sentence. For example, I gave the book. So you do subject, verb, object. Now, who did you give the book? You can say, I gave Dolma the book. So now you have this pattern. All right. Can you think of some examples? Right? Can you think of some sentences that can be written in this form? The form is some called the Westler. Can you think of a sentence that you can write? These are some examples. Look at the examples. The teacher told a story. The teacher told the students a story. The president gave a speech. The president gave the parliament a speech. My brother sent an email. My brother sent me an email. Did they sentence
I gave talk.
I gave a talk. Yes, very good. I gave
a
talk
at a class.
Why at?
I gave talk to.
I gave. No, I don't want a two over here. Okay.
I gave the talk.
I gave the class a talk. I gave the class a talk. So I gave sulte medlab and karate medlab. I gave
class a talk.
Yes. So you have this pattern. All right. Any other examples? The verb mangush de yorte. You want to see the verbs here? These verbs, you can use these verbs. Verbs is vegetantir. Gave love swat and the lend lamnetig, offer lamnetig, then vegetanity.
She teach grammar.
She teach grammar lamnarwa. You have subject, verb, object. Now we have to put an indirect object in between. She teaches grammar.
Okay.
She teaches who?
She teaches grammar to me.
The student.
So, I want this here. The two members. I just want the indirect object before the direct object. She teaches
The student's
grammar.
Yes. Grammar.
She teaches the students grammar. The two she teaches
I lent.
Yes.
I lent.
Yes.
Dorji money.
Very good. I lent Dorji money. The two I lent money.
To Dorji.
Yes, I lent money to Dorji children. Okay, the example.
She gave beggar food.
She gave the beggar
food.
Food, very good. She gave the beggar food. Okay, put a 2 there.
Past.
Can you put a 2?
To
Same sentence. She gave food.
Food to beggar.
Yeah.
She gave food to the beggar.
Or those 2 you know situation because and 2 may situation because. Okay, yes. Use one of these verbs.
I passed the debate exam.
I passed
debate exam.
We passed the mare. Passed the shoe. We passed the shoe led. You know. You say cheva this go Martina. Chave yulle bogrwa. Chave yulle liya ani chala shoe.
He passed to me.
You say chal chave yulle omar.
He passed to me.
He passed what?
He passed
the
book to me. Book to me.
Yes. He passed me the book.
He passed
me the book.
Yeah.
He write email.
He wrote Sula.
He write me a letter.
What did he? He wrote me a letter.
He wrote
me a letter.
Indirect object in the
He wrote letters to me. Letter to me.
Yes. So think carefully. Don't she the sentence? All right. Okay. What about the other sentence? Read, sell.
Profile.
Yes.
I post Facebook a photo.
I post. The Facebook I post on lagayo. Inji on lagayo. Facebook I post.
I post photo on Facebook. I post photo on Facebook.
This is not a sentence with on. It's a sentence with to.
He gave me a present.
I post a letter. I post letter to my mother.
Oh, I post a letter to my mother.
To my mother.
I post
my letter.
My mother
a letter.
I
He gave me an apple.
He gave me an apple.
Mother a letter.
He gave me an apple. He gave an apple to me.
Does she tell the student story?
Yes, she told the students a story. Any two, Gemna?
Does she told a story to student?
Yes, to the students, all the story. That they do a show, do, write, do, send, do, offer, do.
He showed me his photo.
He sent me his photo. Very good. He sent his photo.
He showed me his photo.
He showed
me
his photo.
He showed me his photos.
Yes, and then if you put a 2, he showed his photo.
Photo to
He
me.
showed his photo to me.
All right, he showed his photo to me. All right. Okay, some more sentences in this. The two toy.
I read children a story.
I read the
I read children a story.
I read the children a story. Yes, I read the children a story. And it 2, if you put a 2.
I read story to the children.
Very good. I read a story to the children. For the children. Yes, any more sentences in this pattern?
I sell Dorji the cell phone.
I sell Dorji a cell phone.
Cell phone.
Oh. I said, you can put the past tense. I sold a cell phone to Dorji. I sold Dorji a cell phone. I sold a cell phone to Dorji.
Dorji.
Okay. Yes. Any more sentences? Okay. Two objects here today. Okay. Did you understand this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, madam.
Understood this. So this is with 2. Now I'm going to show one with 4. Okay. Here. Look at these verbs. They can't. This can be written with indirect object, but if you want to write a different sentence, you can use it with 4, not 2. Then 2 can do 1. 4 to. Okay. Chedu reserve chebians, chedu kion beans, chedu nubians, chedu serbians, chedu chebians, and your all the chedu my tuchin duma. All right. So can you use the indirect object, a sentence with an indirect object using these?
He bring me a cup of coffee.
Yes, she brings me. The present tense in a Sheila brings kyauta. She brings me a cup of coffee. All right. Or you can put a 4 and say, she brings a cup of coffee
for me.
For me. Okay. Yes. Now you can use another verb.
We offered His Holiness Dalai Lama the mandala.
Yes, we offered His Holiness the Dalai Lama a mandala. Very good. We offered. We offered His Holiness the Dalai Lama a mandala. Now, use 4.
We offer a mandala for His Holiness.
When you offer the Marta 2.
Offer the 2.
Oh, offer the 2 now.
Offer 2.
Offer 2 now. We offered His Holiness the Dalai Lama a mandala. We offered a mandala to
for his long life.
For his long life. We offered a mandala
for his long life.
To Holiness. We offered a mandala to Holiness.
Holiness. And for his here the 4 this for His Holiness we offered His Holiness a mandala. We offered a mandala. The law. All right, because offer form nyamdo joy the marta. Offer 2 nyamdo. Yeah, these are 4 nyamdo yo marta. If you put offer 4, it's a totally different meaning. All right. So here, okay. Then it is this pattern. Yes.
I bought a ball for
He
my
saved
brother.
our nation.
Yes. I bought a ball for my brother. I bought my brother a ball.
He saved for our nation.
He what?
He saved our nation.
He saved our.
He saved for our nation.
That is not this pattern. Where is the indirect object? Indirect object what? Object ni ko what? Bindu. He saved for our nation. He
saved money for.
He saved money. He saved
He saved
saved-
money for our occasion.
He saved what? Money.
Money.
He saved money. Where is the indirect object?
He saved children and money.
He saved the children money. 어디를 넣는 지금? He saved
saved
money
children.
for the children.
Money for the children.
You must have two objects, all right? I want to see two objects.
Yeah.
Saved
I
money for
I
He
pour
saved
flower and water. Is it okay?
Yes,
I
I
pour water. I pour flower and water.
I poured the flowers water. Oh.
Mm.
I poured flowers water. Then
I
I
Pour
poured
Water
for the
water
flower.
for
for the flower. For the flower.
I poured water for the flowers. Oh, did it? Oh. Okay, then.
I cook momo for dinner.
Yes. The for me good said. Matta di nurse che. I cook momo for dinner. Matta dinner. Matta sula laiter sula. Sula che me.
For my friend.
What the Lord? I cook momos for my friend. Mingsi did me go. I cook momos for my friends.
They book me a
Momos.
table at the restaurant.
Oh,
I cook
Cook.
my friends and momo.
momos. Oh,
I
di.
cook my friend
Sula
momo.
che
Momo.
your
Friend.
Sweet chat race the unit.
I
But then you
cooked
can write.
My friend
friend
Restaurant.
Yes, I
momos.
cook my friends momos. I cook
Momos.
momos for my friends. Dingi ni tu kanta. Okay. Sula later da. Sweet chat sula. Oh, di tiba lente buta. Di tiba the lente then it's not in this pattern. It's a different one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is just an introduction to a sentence with two verbs. It's this one: subject. This shivadre. Subject: the government sent the city aid. The government sent the city aid. They dua they shivadre 1, 2, 3, 4. Subject, verb, indirect object, direct object. It's this sentence pattern that we were learning here. Now I'm going to show you some more exercises and you will try these exercises. Okay. So see, stop sharing and I'll take you where is it? Share. Not yourself. Stop sharing this one. Here we are. Because he cancel the WhatsApp now. I don't know if you have this book with. This is a book. Okay. So we're going to look at this book over here. Yes, here. Basic English sentence patterns. All right. So if you look at this sentence pattern, there, see that. You'll see subject, verb, object. This object is called the direct object. All right. So Paul often eats biscuits. Mary ate 2 apples quickly. Now you can also see adverbs there. My father and mother are eating mangoes now. Adverb. The fat girl has eaten a watermelon. The little boy will eat some bread soon. Because in Sabre. So now if you look at this exercise, we're just revising this. Subject, verb, object, all right? Or digi exercise let's see if you can do it. Let's see if you can do it. Rearrange the words in correct order to make complete sentence. For example, the fat cat, a mouse is chasing. So you put it in correct order. The fat cat is chasing a mouse. Subject, verb, object. The
Thin girl is drinking milk now.
Oh, the thin girl, that thin girl,
That
Thin girl
That
is
thin girl is drinking milk
is
now.
drinking milk now.
what does it mean?
It means the girl, thin girl is drinking
Oma tandara oma tonson.
Komu kamu pagi Tanda oma tunga doslar. Okay.
Those.
All right. What about number 2?
The robbers.
The police caught the
Police
robbers
caught the
yesterday.
robber yesterday.
Yes. The police caught the robbers yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, the now
We like our teacher.
Yes.
We like our
We
teacher.
like our
Yes.
teacher.
Yes. What about number 4?
My
My baby sister is
Father
looking after
is
my mother.
My mother
My mother
my
is
baby
looking
sister.
after my
Yes.
baby
My mother
sister.
is looking
My
after
mother is looking after my baby
after my
sister.
baby sister.
Baby
Wow.
sister, I'm a baby sister. So be careful. All right. Yes. Number 5.
The tall man
The
has
tall
just
man
The
is
tall
writing
man
us a letter.
has just
Yes.
written a letter.
The tall man has just written a letter.
He has written.
All right. Has just written here the present perfect tense. So the tall man has just written a letter. Subject, object, verb, object. Okay. Then
the students
Students
have solved some
mathematics
mathematics
problem.
the students
Mathematic
have
problem.
solved
have
some
solved some
mathematical problems.
mathematics problems.
All right. Okay. What about number 7?
The Mary will visit
My boss
Mary will visit the
Aunt
Mary will
tomorrow.
visit her aunt tomorrow.
That's correct. Mary will visit her aunt tomorrow. Mary is the subject. Will visit is the verb. Her aunt.
Her aunt tomorrow.
Tomorrow is adverb.
Tomorrow adverb. Her aunt
Yeah,
is
what about 8? Number 8.
number
My boss
reads
newspaper
newspaper every day.
Yes, my boss reads newspapers
Newspaper
every day.
every day.
My boss reads newspapers every day. Nye boss ki nyenda reshit such those. All right. Then number 9.
the audience. They enjoy the movie.
Enjoyed the movie.
The audience enjoyed the
enjoyed the
movie.
movie.
Enjoyed
Audience enjoy the movie.
Audience enjoy the movie. Okay, what about number 10?
The cook,
The cook
has
Cook
made
has
a
made some chocolate
Yes.
cake.
Has made some chocolate
some
cakes.
chocolate cakes.
The cook has made some chocolate
Some
cakes.
chocolate cakes.
Made gyamasa has made gyamswa. If I say the cook made some chocolate cakes, what does it mean? Has the magam kartanda karkuwa. The cook made chocolate cakes.
It is something like past simple.
No, but what does it mean? It's the past simple tense, of course. But what does it mean?
Cerberus.
Cook and Cerberus.
That's how it's called.
Cerberus.
But if you say the cook has made,
Cerberus.
Tense the all right? The cook has made some chocolate cakes. What? How does the meaning change? Conditioning. Oh, the mic disturb you. All right. The cook made some chocolate cakes. The cook has made some chocolate cakes. That's what it means.
The result is still there.
Oh, the result, yes, the result. The result is in the present. Okay? So, that is what it means over here. All right? Made. All right? Has made to do this is okay. So this is how the meaning changes. All right. Now let's look at here. This is the answer. Indirect object there in the day. Look at this example.
Thank you.
I gave my sister a birthday present. So you have subject, verb, My sister is indirect object. Birthday present, that's the direct object. Okay? The example, some of them. My parents always tell me stories. We have lent him some money.
Meet him.
They are asking the teacher some questions. Delia, tense karatine digitwa verb tense kawali yene pattern dinaja degre kewa yomare that tunda kibatir. Okay. Do you understand? Now, your job. You rearrange this in this pattern. Pattern dinachi.
The short man has bought his son some crayons from the stationery shop.
Oh, very good. The short man has bought his son some crayons from the stationery shop. Crayons,
The short man.
Crayons. Stationery shop, bookshop. Right. A pen down the usage rubber down the sugar the office that's called a stationery shop. Okay.
Okay.
Now do the second one.
The devil has just showed the policeman his
driver's license.
Oh, okay. So, do you see? It's this. It's you don't need to reorder it. It has the same pattern. The policeman has just shown the driver his driving license. All right. The policeman has just shown the driver. No, it's not the policeman. It's wrong.
The driver has
just shown his travel
lines.
He just showed the
policeman
his travel license.
Who is showing the driving license? The driver.
The driver.
Policeman.
The
The driver has just shown his driving license. All right. The policeman his driving license. Okay. Now, what about number 3?
The nurse
gave
medicine.
some
The
medicine.
The nurse gave the patient some medicine. The nurse gave
the patient some medicine. Patient nurse gave the patient
some medicine.
Okay, number 4.
My uncle bought me a bouquet of flowers last week.
Yes, my uncle brought me a bouquet of flowers last week. What do you mean by a bouquet?
Bouquet flowers.
Bouquet of flowers. A bunch.
It is basket, something like that.
No, a bouquet.
A bunch of flowers.
Right? Flower bunch, bouquet, a
bunch of flowers.
A bunch of flowers. All right. So my uncle brought me a bouquet of flowers last week. Okay, what about number 5?
The customer is paying the shopkeeper $200.
Yes. The customer is paying the shopkeeper $200. Yes. What about number 6?
He has never told his brother the secret.
Very good. He has never told his brother the secret. Oh, he has never told his brother the secret. Okay, Annie?
Her best friends.
Her best friend sent her a postcard from Japan.
Yes, her best friend sent her a postcard from Japan. Yes. What about number 8?
The child did not lend His new model car.
The child
The child
did not lend his never model car.
His
Lend
model
classmate.
car.
Yes. The child
Child
did not
did not
Lend his
classmate
classmate
new
his
model
model car. New model car.
car.
The child did not lend his classmate his new model car.
부준주
그런
세지 사바데 뜬거야 야구
did not lend right? Payab that lends na payab 2 year much 2 year engine on borrowed the
뭐로?
Pöge nan 2 year the pal year retwa engine al mi payen lend mean 2 year borrow so thingy mo 2 lend le mi retwa so that is wrong katu ine ye call yang year is that I lent him money ye kwetsa ne 2 year is I borrowed money o thingy ni mo tu chema
To my friend. To my friend, his class.
Okay, what about number 9?
Okay.
Some mother, some
Okay.
cook. Her mother cook.
Because the college instead of konji, and college instead.
Her mother cooked her
some
congee.
Konji is in Korean college in Girwa. I don't know what it is. So her mother cooked her some konji.
Konji.
Okay. What about number 10? Number 10.
The blind
woman
never
has given
given
any
never
help.
Oh no.
the blind woman
No one in the street
Yes.
ever given
Has
any help to blind man.
Any help.
The blind man. Any help.
This is the subject.
No one in the street.
Yes. No one in the street
Has ever given the blind man any help.
blind woman
Any help.
any help. No one in the street has ever given the blind woman any help.
미 부모다 미 미메주 때려 참술라
미스지기라다 미스지기 안에
뭐가 힘들어.
이거 뭐들 로봇이에요 말이야.
Kimen lomo delia langa kan donge misuchike robo chenyu mes has ever given the chenyu mes gorda
남의 진
chenyu yo marisi gor. All right. Okay, so this is this pattern here: subject, verb, indirect object, direct object. See that the indirect object samol means it that sula the meaning my sister, me, him, my teacher, twa. Okay. So there means it mother shema drug marta, shema lude inchi thanda kong marta. All right. So these are all objects that you could do means it. So here also you see nouns. Here also you will see noun. This is a noun. This is a noun. This is a noun. Some questions. That's also a noun. So these are both nouns. Okay. So that's about this pattern. Pattern dirle. Subject, verb, indirect object, direct object. What's this? Did you understand? Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Now we finish this. Now when you put a 2 there, they 2 give it. So you can write a sentence in this form. This sentence intentionally chiture. The chiku chikan chik, tanda chiku chikan chik, some 2 yep, kashel 4 give your race. Look at this. All right. So you can say, my friend has sent a letter to me. The subject verb indirect object my friend has sent me a letter. My friend has sent me a letter. Oh, that is the previous pattern. Now you can write the same sentence by using 2 there before indirect object. So you say, my friend has sent a letter to me. That verb kashel 4 to that 2 to marta su chedu. Is sula debre se te rigina 2 jagre. Chedu slavina 4 que chedu kion beans, que chedu shetam beans, que chedu se jorwa all the 4 today. So dinale chiture is love. But you have to be careful with the verb. Okay, now here is the example. My brother showed me his new wallet. There are two is the So my brother showed his new wallet to me. So okay, now see if you can do this. The other say two, then two, there 4 years. So can you do this? Change this pattern with put two siwar.
The
postman took a letter to her.
Yesterday
To her.
Yesterday. The postman took a letter
Took a
to her.
yesterday.
To her yesterday.
Yes, yesterday the tuzu keshig in last desha. All right. Okay, what about the second one? Again, it's two.
The dog owner gives
Dog owner gives the his dog every day.
The owner gives
The dog owner gives
gives a bone
a bone to his dog
to his dog
every day.
To
every
his
day.
dog every day.
The dog owner gives a bone to his dog every day. Okay. All right. What about number 3?
The students
And a present
The
to their teacher.
sent a present to their teacher.
Oh.
the student present
Send a present to their teacher.
their
Oh,
teacher.
Yes. What about number 4?
The gardeners have
The garden
handed some flowers to me.
Yes. The gardener handed some flowers
to me.
Handed it means give. All right. What about number 5?
mother has
My mother has already
Taken a cup of coffee to my father.
My mother has already taken a cup of coffee
To my
to
father.
my mother. Okay. Yes.
Cup of coffee
Or you do
to
dinner.
my mother.
Okay.
for my
Father.
Mother has already.
she found me a seat
She found me
Sit in the pronoun for the last.
Concert.
Found me.
Last Sunday.
Concert Sufi share tanse ki chapten do.
concert.
For last day.
She found
Found
The last
a
Sunday.
seat.
a font for me. She
found
Seat
A seat
in the concert Sunday.
in the concert last.
Into
She found a seat for me.
in the concert for me. Last
She found a seat for me
last
in the
Sunday.
last Sunday.
These are adverb. Can you see these? These are adverbs. Put it at the end. All right. Don't put it in the middle. So she found a seat for me, and then you put it at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. If you see any adverbs, just put it at the end. Adverb starting words in such a kawali me tuzu kadu me. All right. This is some adverb. All right. So put that at the end. Okay. Make sure that your pattern is correct. Thangi pattern joradi dine thoyungure. Thangi sentence tomshi dine thoyungure. She found a seat for me. Di tomshi di tsamche. And shemba di adverb. You put it at the end. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now what about number 7?
Better
Has been
better has been for
beautiful features.
and then for
Beautiful
picture.
4.
A beautiful picture for friends.
Her
Beautiful
best friend.
A beautiful picture for his best
Beautiful
friend.
picture.
Can one of you answer?
Betty has
Betty
painted a beautiful picture.
Betty has painted
A beautiful
picture
for
for her best friend.
Robert.
Her best friend.
Betty has painted Deepadrua.
Mm.
Okay, after this, a beautiful picture here, and then Stuchetu for her
best.
for her best.
Indirect object.
Okay, now what about number 8?
We
bought
out.
we bought
We bought
We
a
bought
part of
pair
gifts,
of
pair of gloves.
a pair of
Yes.
gloves
gloves
for
Uncle
uncle
on his
for his birthday.
What about number 9?
The
The tailor made a new address for the
tailor
princess.
made
Taylor made
dress
a new
Tailor
dress
made
for the
a
princess.
princess.
For the
princess.
princess. The tailor made a new dress
Dress
for the
for
princess.
the princess.
Okay, what about number 10?
Jody has
Jerry has baked
baked
some chocolate
Judy has baked some chocolate cookies
for me.
for me. Yes,
for
Judy
me.
has baked some chocolate cookies.
Chocolate cookies for me.
Okay, for the answer there, Dua. These are the answers. All right. Okay. So, did you understand? So this is the lesson. So we were looking at this pattern.
Yeah.
Look on that pattern here. This one. This pattern here. This pattern here. Okay? Diterda object ni yor. Chabe yul ni yor. Tidu kandis. But the same thing, the same pattern, same sentence with a similar meaning can be written with 2 or 4. Okay? Understood?
Yes.
Right? All the direction. Did you get this book?
Yes. I have got it.
You got
Yeah,
it.
I sent this book to Lobdola. I think I sent him the book. So you should get a copy of this. You can try it again. Try to make as many sentences as possible. All right. So I think our time is over. It's 12:29, and we're going to stop here. And tomorrow we'll see you again with the last sentence pattern. Okay?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
madam.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yellow the jila.
Do thing a chichara.
The children go to Chishash. Recording Chinshash. So the record.